Want help to grow your business? Download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.
G'day, welcome back to Business in the Cloud. My name is Peter Moriarty and I'm extremely excited to share today's episode with you because we're covering how you can choose the perfect phone system for your business. Now, we're not just talking about a mobile phone, we're not talking about a consumer VoIP services, we're talking about a business phone system for you and your staff to use. So here's the problem. You've got a business, you need to communicate with your customers, and for a lot of us, that involves using the phone a lot during the day. Your staff are probably making lots of calls from the office, maybe even from out of the office as well. And well, we need a system to do this for us. But phone systems for a long time were really slow to move into the cloud era. Not much has actually happened in the way of innovation in phone systems until very, very recently. So I'm here to share some of the newest advancements and how you should choose your priorities when choosing the right phone system for your business. So let's go right into it. Here's what we're going to cover in this session. First up, how calling in the modern workplace has changed, how a relationship has changed to phone systems, and how that's going to change the way that you're making decisions around what you're actually using. Next up, we're going to go through the fancy term unified communications and what that actually means. It's something that's thrown around a lot in big business and in corporate land, but we'll work out, well, what does that actually mean to small businesses? Next up is the 3 types of VoIP systems. So if you've ever used cloud-based or VoIP-based phone systems before, we're going to go through and let you know the advantages and disadvantages of each different type. Next up is key phone system features that your business needs to look out for. So what are the key features you should be looking for when evaluating a phone system? Next up, key elements of a top-performing cloud-based phone system. So what to look out for in the new age of business phone systems that run 100% in the cloud. Next up, how to avoid ongoing hidden costs of your phone system, and that's an important one to make sure that you're looking into. And finally, we're going to show you a demo of a real setup cloud phone system right here in the room. So let's get started and not delay anymore. How calling has changed in the modern workplace is a big one. Things have changed. We're now using these mobile phones and we're even using them in our offices as well. So your staff maybe even are taking customer calls on their mobiles. Maybe they can't even get work done from their business phone when they're from home. So they're resorting to calling customers from their mobiles. Our business phone hasn't really come with us when we're getting work done unless we're doing things on the mobile. Now, that may work if you're a sole trader or sole operator, but unfortunately, when you're running a business, well, it causes some really specific problems. One of those is customers tend to call your mobile and they may push the boundaries of when it's appropriate to call your mobile phone and when it isn't. What it means is that we have this culture of being always on. It means that it's absolutely fine for anyone to call our mobile at any time. Number 2, it means that, well, maybe customers are calling your mobile and leaving a message with you, the business owner, instead of actually working with your team, instead of calling the business number and getting help from someone who can actually help them in a more speedy way rather than going straight to you, the business owner, on the mobile. And so we need to really change this habit. We need to change the way that we're working because right now it's not working. Now that's where unified communications comes in. Now this is a bit of a fancy term. You may have heard it before, but what unified communications means is that we're able to access our communications tools and specifically phone calling, business phone calls, wherever we are, whatever device we're using. Now what that actually looks like is phone systems that work not only on our computer, but also on our mobile devices as well. What that means is that wherever we are, whatever device we're using, we're able to use our business line, our business extension, and get work done no matter what device we happen to be on at that point in time. And that really solves the problem. What that means is that we're able to actually get work done on our mobile devices, but use our business line extension. And then when the workday is over, we don't have anyone bothering us on our mobile phones. So not only can we make calls from our computer, but you can also use business phone systems on your mobile device as well, which means that dialing out from a mobile device doesn't actually call out with your mobile number. You can even have your business extension dial out right from your mobile phone. And of course, when you're traveling, you'll just use your laptop instead of using a desk phone in your office, and you're able to get work done and get your communication done from anywhere with an internet connection, even when you're outside of the country. Now, that's a big game changer for businesses, and we're going to go through some of the cloud technologies that kind of come together to make all of this work. But what unified communication, and normally, until now, it's only been available to the big businesses. Now it's becoming available to small and medium businesses as well. So here's the 3 types of VoIP systems. Some of these you may have come across before, maybe some not yet. I'm going to run through the top 3 so you can understand the different ways of working with cloud-based phone systems. So first up is our consumer systems. These are the ones that you can get access to from pretty much anywhere. Now, to give you a real example, these are maybe ones from your telecommunications provider, or it's using something like Skype or Google Hangouts. Now, these aren't really designed to be business grade. They're designed to maybe make cheap calls to your partner or maybe to a family member, but not really designed with business features and business users in mind. Next up, the other option is DIY. Now, we call these DIY because you can either set these up yourself if you're super techo, or maybe you'll be working with an IT or a technology integrator who might set these up for you. Now, these solutions are, well, they're a good idea and they work very well, but you're always going to be reliant on that solutions provider who's configured it for you if anything goes wrong. That can be a little bit of a disadvantage, but if you've got someone who's supporting you well, then it might be something that you're willing to put up with. Now, here's the new generation, fully hosted solutions. Now, these work just like any other fully hosted cloud application. They're 100% managed, they're 100% supported by the people who have actually built out the application. And what that means is you're going to get a much better result and a much more unified experience. Now, what these different applications allow you to do is use the system for you and your team members absolutely seamlessly without any technology consultants, without anyone who has to manage it for you, without anyone to do configuration changes for you. You can manage them fully yourself. And that means that adding or removing staff, changing and updating extensions, even changing settings and call flows can be managed by you instead of having to get a third-party integrator involved. And that's the key difference between cloud business phone systems. A fully hosted system is going to allow you to just access it from anywhere and not have to rely on a third party. So, quick recap, 3 different types. Number 1 is consumer. These are not really designed for businesses, not really designed with the right features in mind. DIY or custom integrated, look, they're great and they're a great middle ground, and they're an important stepping stone in us getting to where we are now. But fully hosted cloud systems are the best way for you to go nowadays, and there are some very, very special solutions out here on the market, some of which we're going to demo today. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on Business in the Cloud, showing you how you can make the right choice with what system is right for you. G'day and welcome back to Business in the Cloud. In this episode, we're covering how to choose the perfect business phone system for your business. Now, we've already covered off what is unified communications, what are the new breed of business phone systems, and what are the 3 types of VoIP systems that you could be considering for your business. Now, next up, let's look at some of the more nitty-gritty of what features you need as an absolute baseline to ensure that you have the right phone system choice for your business. So let's go through some of the basic key phone system features. So these are the more traditional phone features that we want to make sure that we have in this new cloud system. So some of these are things like the ability to have advanced call flow, to have overflows between different departments, to have voicemail set up if a phone rings and rings out if no one answers. So first of all is the ability to have advanced call flow, the ability to have calls route between different departments, to even have a number menu, press 1 for sales, press 2 for support, press 3 for accounts, the ability to have business phone system features in this cloud-based system. And what that allows you to do is set up your business to be more than just one phone that rings. What this also means is that if someone's on the phone and another call comes through, well, then someone else can pick up the second call that comes into your business. Now, the other things that you need to look out for are, does the system have voicemail? Does the system have call waiting? Does the system have the ability to transfer between calls and make conference calls? These are all basic phone system features that you want to make sure that any VoIP or cloud-based system that you have has access to, but also that they're nice and easy for you to use. Now, as well as running this system on your phone, on your mobile phone, and also on your desktop machine as well, you want to make sure that you actually have the ability to use traditional systems if some of your staff need a desktop phone. Now, that's certainly going to be an option for anyone who's working at their desk and would like something tangible to actually pick up, but remember that it's absolutely not a necessity. You can, at any point, easily pick up the phone, easily pick up the headset and just plug straight into your computer to get this done. So now we've covered off the basics. What do you need to have in a more traditional phone system? What traditional phone system features do we need in our cloud system? Well, let's go into more of what are the fancy features? What's the cool new stuff that you couldn't do before that you now can do? Now, here's some of the key elements of a top-performing cloud-based phone system. These are the key things that we look for when we're looking for the right system that's fully hosted for you to choose for your business. Now, first up, it needs to have a competitive price. It needs to be able to have you and all of your team working on a decent price for the phone system. And this needs to include all of your call costs as well. It's no good paying 2 or 3 or 4 times what you're paying with your existing phone system just to have something that's cloud-based. Next up is ease of use and the interface. We want to make sure that our team actually know how to use the system. It's no good having call waiting and conference calls and call transfers if you have to remember complex codes to transfer calls between different extensions or different team members. It needs to be easy enough for all of your staff to use. Next up is integration. There's so many cloud applications out there. We want to make sure we're looking for a phone system which is going to work with the tools that we're already using. So if you're using Google Apps or Office 365, you want to find a phone system that's actually going to talk to your contacts and connect to your existing cloud system. And finally, of course, it has to be multi-device. You need to be able to make and receive calls and even transfer calls to any device that you're working with. What that means is that wherever you're working, wherever your team are working, you're able to get access to your calls and communicate effectively with your customers. Of course, and we can't go without mentioning this, it has to be fully cloud-based and fully managed, which means that there's no maintenance, there's next to no downtime, and we're not reliant on any third-party integrators or support providers to make sure that this works. And there we go, I've actually got a call coming in right now. Let's go ahead and decline that because we're busy.
To continue enjoying this presentation, download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.